We opened in May 21, coming out of lockdown. COVID hurt us, as it did everyone, in lots of ways. Financially, it wiped out our reserves. We were closed for visitors, so the income just fell away. And the footprint project, at the point where we entered the footprint project, we needed £1 million to finish it. So no visitor income, footprint shortfall. So COVID was a really busy time for us to sort our finances out and get into a good place, which was done. Now it's about we really need to grow our income streams, as most churches do, to maintain and complete the project and to keep this place looking beautiful for now and for the next generation.
Well, never forgetting the fact that this is a place of worship for Christians, and I'm sure a place of contemplation for people of many faiths. But as you say, Frank, the building has to be kept up.
That's right.
And it costs money, and a place like this costs an awful lot of money.
Sure.
With the help of Heritage Lottery, you've spent many millions on it just recently. But look, one of the major changes that came about through that was the removal of the pews.
Yes.
Very controversial at the time. I'm sure there are still some people who don't like the idea, but it has opened up an amazing performance space. And bearing in mind the fact that you want to increase your revenue stream, does that present opportunities?
Oh, massively. So the removal of the pews was a huge hurdle for us to overcome, and we wouldn't have been able to go ahead with the project if we hadn't won the court case with the Victorian Society. They are beautiful and they're very Marmite. You either love churches with pews or you don't. But for us, we want to play a bigger role in the community. We feel that's part of our purpose. Number one, we are a place of worship, priority over everything. We do 1,000 services a year. We'd like to do more. So worship is number one. Number two, it's fulfill our role to the community of Bath. So graduations, mayor making, all sorts of events, and trying to attract people to come here. It's the locals who haven't been here. We get people from far and wide, but it's the locals we're trying to get back and to feel comfortable in this space. And by having flexibility now in this space, by not having the pews, it just opens up so many different things.
How far are you prepared to go with the sort of events you're going to hold here in the future?
Okay, so that's we are going to, it's back to serving the community. So each church, the people who make the decision on what we do here is very much driven by the community. So we have a congregation here and we have a parish council, and anything that we do which is slightly, well, we've never done it before, we'll just check.
Well, there we are, pleasantly interrupted by the sound of the mighty organ in Bath Abbey starting up, preparing for today's graduation ceremony. So I brought Frank outside just to finish this interview. That was a first. Frank, what I was saying is how far you're prepared to go with commercial events here at the Abbey. I mean, I noticed you've got Jethro Tull at Christmas. Yeah. Now that's one I want to come to.
Yeah.
Obviously with that huge space, you know, the potential for doing lots of different things is there.
It is. So we're not going to be silly. So what do I mean by that? So I think Rochester, this is very opinion driven. So Rochester put a helter-skelter in the cathedral. There's another church, they put a golf course in the cathedral. We're not going to be doing it. It's all about respectful. It's all about listening and taking guidance from the people who use the church, the congregation. So we'll broaden the music offering that we do. We've teamed up with an outfit called Antic Disposition. We did Henry V Theatre in the Abbey. That was completely new, massive success for them, for us, very tasteful, very Bath, and that's worked. We did the Para Orchestra last year. We had the Moon exhibition. there's got to be a real tangible link to the Abbey and to what we're trying to achieve it and to the community. So we're not, Liverpool Cathedral do 2 nights a year where they hire themselves out to a cream nightclub. We're not going to be doing that. But it's very individual, and we need to listen to what people in Bath want, and we need to try and deliver that.
What about exhibitions?
Oh yeah, definitely. So we just done an art exhibition, and she's a local artist. It was her first one. We loved her work. She does stained glass windows, so it just really fits. And we just decorated the Abbey in 30 pieces of her work. She was trying to promote her work. We thought they looked lovely, a great space. We've turned down a few exhibitions because they just don't look right, and they're locals. But yeah, you'll see more of those as well.
Should we be sort of watching this space?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Exciting things to come? What plans do you have for 2023?
So there's lots of ideas. We've got a few. I can't really say anything that's tangible and certain yet.
No, I mustn't tie you down if you're still negotiating. The Discovery Centre,
yes.
Is that going to open this year?
Yes, it will. So October/November on the Discovery Centre. I think the public will like it. It's a real mix of not just looking at exhibits. It's going to be interactive. And we're going to show a lot of our collection there, so I think the public will be pleased with it.
I suppose the great thing to say is it's a church with a great history,
yes.
but also a church with a great future.
That's absolutely right, and that's where I need to keep looking forward and looking at how do we look after the church for the next generation and keep the building looking its best, and bring in events and exhibitions, and our Discovery Centre, keeping that fresh, that it meets the needs of our community.
Yeah, because whatever people say about maybe the church being used for things other than worship, historically in medieval times it would have been a community centre anyway.
Absolutely, yeah. We think we've got a civic role here, and it's still fresh. You know, it's May 21 when we reopened. It's still not so long ago, but we're just trying to. We regularly meet every 2 weeks to look at what are we going to do next, and then we just start making plans. And it's very much about how do we work around our worship times so that we are open more to the public, and that worship still is at the forefront. We want a living church that people will come in and feel, wow, it's busy, there's people here, and we want to attract more people here that have never been before.